the NEET postgraduate aspirations of this country. Hundreds and thousands of junior doctors are today in a limbo because they are caught in the hands of policymakers where the left hand doesn't seem to know what the right hand is doing. The exams were held a few months ago, but the admissions and counselling have been kept on hold till the Supreme Court decides on a plea against 27% reservation for OBCs and 10% reservations for economically weaker sections in the medical seats. This means that in the entire year of 2021, we still don't have admissions for junior doctors into postgraduate courses. Why will anyone become a doctor in this country? Here's a report.
They have been the lifeline of the nation during the world's deadliest pandemic. Young doctors who were at the forefront of the war against COVID-19 are now suffering. The pandemic led to several delays in the NEET exams for undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Now postgraduate admissions are stuck after the government's move to add 27% reservation for OBCs and 10% for economically weaker sections in NEET PG. The decision is under judicial review after medical students opposed to the quota moved the Supreme Court.
This exam was supposed to actually happen on January 10th around of this year, but due to the prevailing circumstances, it got first delayed to April, then a further delay to September. Okay, so, but we had actually filled the forms for this exam somewhere in December of last year. The seats open for the unreserved, which is merit seats because it's unreserved. Anyone can take it, irrespective of caste or creed or basically anything, had actually dropped below 50%.
Here is the crux. Last year in 2020, there were 6,800 seats for general category. After the government order this year, there would be only 3,600 unreserved seats. Aspiring candidates waiting to start their specializations, meanwhile, are in a fix.
हम लोग पहले से ही प्रेशर में थे और पहले से ही अफेक्टेड थे मेंटली फिजिकली जो भी कह लीजिए. उसके बाद नीट पीजी की डेट आई तो थोड़ा सा रिलीविंग फील हुआ कि चलो अब हम लोगों की रिजल्ट आएगी, काउंसलिंग होगी और एडमिशन प्रोसेस शुरू होगा. रिजल्ट भी आ गई, इसके बाद काउंसलिंग नहीं हो रही है. तो सबसे पहले काउंसलिंग नहीं हो रही है तो मैं तो ये कहना चाहूँगा कि ये जो रिजर्वेशन है, ये रिजर्वेशन सबसे मेरे पर्सनली रिजर्वेशन होना नहीं चाहिए पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन लेवल पे.
देखिए 1.5 साल का डिले हो गया है तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम्स तो काफ़ी आई हैं. बीच में लोग प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे, फिर कोविड आ गया, किसी ने क्लासेस ज्वाइन की हुई थी, कोई जॉब कर रहा था, तो इट वाज वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट फॉर ईच एंड एवरी वन ऑफ अस कि साथ साथ कोविड भी चल रहा है और फिर पढ़ाई भी कर लें.
A year-long delay has led the NEET postgraduate aspirants to fathom what should be the future course of action. Meanwhile, seniors are also overworked as there have been no juniors coming on board. All eyes on the Supreme Court hearing, but the bigger question remains, should there be reservations even in post-graduation courses of the NEET for medical seats? With Ankit Singh in New Delhi, Milan Sharma for India Today.
So should there be a quota at all in the first place for medical students at the postgraduate level? Will a 64.5% quota now completely kill merit in postgraduate medical courses? But is the quota also essential for social justice? These are questions I want to raise. Dr. Neil Nunes is the petitioner in this case in the Supreme Court. Dr. Sonu Kumar Bhardwaj is Assistant Professor, Government Medical College, Deoria. And Dr. Jailal will join us, National President, IMA. And Dr. Kunal Sarkar, one of the country's leading doctors, joins me from Kolkata. Let me first come to you, Dr. Nunes. You are a junior doctor who's gone to court, to the Supreme Court, petitioning against this reservation policy. Why? Why? What is the objection that you have? Why do you believe reservations for postgraduate students, medical students, is a bad idea?
So, sir, our objection is on twofold. One was that we actually had filled our forms for this exam in December of last year, and this exam, which happened in September, was actually supposed to happen in January. Yes. And at the time of filling the form, you have a certain expectation of the number of seats and the chances you get. But due to COVID, as we all know, it was in January, then it became April, and then from April, it got further delayed up to September. But between the delay of April and September, our Honorable Prime Minister and the government introduced 27% extra and 10% extra reservation. This basically slashed the seats from 6,300 seats, which were unreserved, which is everyone can take those seats, to 3,600 roughly, around. That's an estimate according to his own press release. So this drastically decreased our chances. So this was not intimidated to us at the time of form filling, but rather in the between.
No, so you're objecting to the fact that you were not provided the information of that the reservation was going to be increased at the time of form filling, and you are objecting to the fact that the number of seats now in the open category are down by almost half, right? That's your bigger worry, that it will be very difficult for a general category student now to get admission.
That is our worry, or rather our petition for this year. Plus, we have another petition overall, which is basically challenging the fact that the reservation is crossing 50%. We already have a set precedent in the Supreme Court that reservation in any particular course or any.
So you're saying that the reservations have, I take your point. Let me take that to Dr. Sonu Kumar Bhardwaj, Assistant Professor, Government Medical College. Sonu ji, you support, आप support करते हैं कि ये reservation होना चाहिए, पर 64% reservation, 64% reservation अगर पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट कोर्स में हो, और अगर समझ लीजिए मौलाना आजाद में डर्मेटोलॉजी के लिए 3 ही जगहें हैं, तो तीनों जाएंगी रिजर्व कोटा में, या 3 में से 2 जाएंगी रिजर्व कोटा में, कौन रहेगा? जनरल कैटेगरी बहुत कम हो रही है
सर। पहली बात तो 64% नहीं हो रहा है, ये मिलाकर भी जाएगा 60%। इसके पहले जो EWS का कोटा लाया गया 2019 में आता है और फिर भी लागू कर दिया जाता है, उसे फिर से 1 साल के अंदर लागू करने की बात की जाती है। जबकि 2006 में सेंट्रल इंस्टीट्यूशन में 27% ओबीसी का आरक्षण लागू करने का प्रावधान आ जाता है, लेकिन अभी तक लागू नहीं होता है। पिछली बार मद्रास हाईकोर्ट ने डिसीजन जुलाई 2020 में दिया था कि 3 महीने के अंदर कमेटी बना करके लागू कर दिया जाए। चूंकि यह मामला सुप्रीम कोर्ट में था, गवर्नमेंट पर अध्यादेश लाना पड़ा, और जिससे अभी तक ओबीसी के छात्रों के साथ इनजस्टिस हो रहा है। ये बहुत पहले रूल आ जाना चाहिए था। IIT में आपने दे दिया 99% करके, IM में आपने देने का प्रयास किया, लेकिन क्यों मेडिकल में ही क्यों नहीं दिया जाता? और आप केवल पीजी की बात कर रहे हैं, ऑल इंडिया नीट यूजी की जो सीटें हैं उसमें भी 27% रिजर्वेशन अभी भी नहीं मिलता है, उसमें भी मिलना चाहिए। ऑल इंडिया पीबीटी की जो सीटें हैं वेटनरी की, उसमें भी 27% मिलना चाहिए, जो कि 2006 का पहले का रूल लगाया जा रहा है, गवर्नमेंट ने नहीं दिया।
लेकिन सर कहीं, सर मैं आपसे ये पूछ रहा हूं, आप भरद्वाज, डॉक्टर भरद्वाज, मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं, इतना जो भी है रिजर्वेशन अगर आप धीरे धीरे इस तरह से बढ़ाएंगे तो जनरल सीट्स इतने कम होंगे, खास करके पीजी के लिए जहां सीट्स वैसे ही कम है। क्या आपको नहीं लगता ये गलत है?
नहीं, बिल्कुल गलत नहीं है सर। देखिए, सोशल जस्टिस लाने के लिए हर एक वर्ग का प्रतिनिधित्व होना चाहिए, प्रतिनिधित्व का मामला है। सोशली इकोनॉमिकली बैकवर्ड क्लासेस जो हैं उनको आगे आना पड़ेगा ताकि वो समाज की बात कर सके। एक ट्राइब है, वो ट्राइब को अच्छे से समझता है, उनके बीच जा करके काम कर सके, इसलिए इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करना पड़ेगा। और बहुत सारी सीटें हैं जहाँ पे सर रिजर्वेशन नहीं है, DNB में, पीजी में एक भी ओबीसी की सीट रिजर्व नहीं है, तो वहाँ भी हमें नहीं मिलता। इधर कम से कम देकर के ओबीसी के छात्र की स्पेशलाइज्ड,
तो आप कह रहे हैं कि ये
जनरल MBBS,
आप कह रहे हैं ये सोशल जस्टिस का मामला है। डॉक्टर सरकार, यू वांट टू रिस्पॉन्ड? पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट medical students who are going to go in for specialized surgery, is this argument of merit which Dr. Bhardwaj is raising just as valid there as it would be for a UG student or indeed for any other course in the country?
Rajdeep, I would beg to differ, because first of all, let us make no pretenses that this particular decision in question was no great act of wisdom. This was a current wave of mandalization or whatever you call it. This happened the day after the last cabinet reshuffle, and this was absolutely blatant and naked attempt at a certain power in dispensation, wanting to playing to the gallery to get more OBC votes. And this decision could never have been a political decision. It required a lot of thinking from an empowered group of people who are involved in medical education, medical training, medical infrastructure. Second point, Rajdeep, the more these kind of ill thought out reservation increases, the evidence is there in front of you and me, which is the highest ranked Ivy League medical institutions in the country. They are accounting for the highest proportion of India's brain drain in medicine at this point of time. Third point, with postgraduate education addresses the expertise question. And where we were found wanting, the second wave of COVID, India had 1 lakh ventilators. People died without getting ventilated, but we could not run more than half of these ventilators because we simply lack people trained in appropriate expertise.
No, are you telling me, Dr. Sarkar, you're making a contentious point. Are you telling me that an OBC economically weaker section student, his expertise will be much lower than that who comes through the general category? Is that the statement you're making?
Rajdeep, the point I'm making is very simple, that this is not a question of OBC and non-OBC. This question has to be thought out by a medical training, a medical manpower committee. If we just address it at a kind of knee-jerk level and just go on allocating ad hoc percentages, which is a completely political exercise, we are ruining medical education, and it is what is it doing? Is it ensuring better distribution of doctors? It is not. Is it ensuring proper distribution of expertise? It is not. What is it ensuring? Is it just a blatant political statement of one particular?
You're making very, very strong points, which I want. Dr. Bharadwaj deserves an answer before I come to you, Dr. Jailal. Dr. Bharadwaj, you want to answer कि इस तरह से अगर चलेगा, according to Dr. Sarkar, expertise नहीं रहेगी. आप मुझे बताइए कि अगर एक स्टूडेंट को 99 मार्क्स मिले हैं, उसको एडमिशन नहीं मिलेगा, और जिसको उससे 30% कम मार्क मिले उसे एडमिशन मिल जाती है, वो भी पीजी मेडिकल कोर्स में जहां कम सीटें हैं.
सर, पहली बात मैं बता देता हूँ, ओबीसी का 30% का डिफरेंस नहीं है, केवल और केवल 5 से 10% का डिफरेंस होता है. ये डॉक्टर लेले सर को भी सोचना चाहिए. उसके अलावा इस जो प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन में एडमिशन होते हैं जनरल कैटेगरी के स्टूडेंट, उनकी मेरिट बहुत ज्यादा ओबीसी से कम होती है. क्या उनकी मेरिट पे आप सवाल नहीं उठाते? क्यों नहीं उठाते यार? उनको सवाल उनकी मेरिट पे उठाना चाहिए. जो प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन में जाते हैं, आपको भी पता है उनकी मेरिट बहुत कम होती है. और ओबीसी की मेरिट जो आप 30% सर कर रहे हैं, मैं करेक्शन कर देना चाहता हूँ. ऑल इंडिया यूजी का भी आप देख लीजिए, पीजी का भी देख लीजिए, बहुत अंतर होगा, डिफरेंस होगा 5% का मैक्सिमम डिफरेंस.
Okay, you are saying it's only a 5%. Now, I also want to point out that during the last 6 years, the number of seats have also increased. Yes, Dr. Nunes, you wanted to make a point.
Yes, sir. What I want to make a point is both. We are not saying that the OBC or SC/ST candidates are, are any inferior or anything. In fact, we are saying they're absolutely equal. They can stand on themselves and they can take unreserved seats. If it's because I'll tell you, we already in undergraduates, there is already reservation, and now in specialty you're giving them more reservation. And in fact, Dr. Bharadwaj, he was talking about private versus government students. So let me tell you, anywhere in India, the medical education is to pass your final year MBBS exam is 50%. But to enter post-graduation, general category students have to score on the 50th percentile, OBC students on the 40th percentile, SC/ST 35th or something, I can't remember the top of my head, but a general student with disability at the 45th percentile. So when all of the students have passed at the same marks, But when to enter the post-graduation, your percentile is reduced, plus you are giving extra reservation. Unreserved seats do not mean that these seats are a quota for your higher caste or forward caste or people who do not. But when you say reservation, it means the unreserved candidates cannot take these reserved seats. But
I take your point. You believe that the present system is discriminatory towards the general category students in a major way. Dr. Jailal, you want to respond? What is the Indian Medical Association as the president of the body? What is your view on this?
Yeah, Indian Medical Association firmly acknowledge that reservation system which is prevailing is mandatorily required for the country. But only thing what we are now saying that this was announced at the time when the exam dates were announced. People have started preparing. The students who are appearing for the exams are not aware that such things are happening.
Will it
Such
reduce quality?
In the last year when
will it reduce do you believe it will reduce quality and expertise in surgical specialized surgery?
Absolutely not. What we are not seeing here, it is absolutely not. The reservation system has not reduced the Indian medical education quality system, and Indian doctors are always on the top of the thing. And if you look into that, there is it is definitely not the caste or the community which is deciding their quality.
No, then why are so many general category students angry? Why are so many general category students angry with this present system?
They are angry because it was announced in the last minute. They were expecting that they will be able to get a seat. But suddenly when there is a reservation system is coming in, jeopardizing the system, the government should have been done this much earlier, or they should have announced next year onwards we are going to do like that. That's what their students should have been having ample time to prepare accordingly. But that cannot be taken as a reason for postponing for 9 months the PG selection criteria. The same time, election is happening in the All India institutes. All the central institutions, their admissions are over, their classes are started for the last 3 months, and the pity is for the next year, 2022 admission, the exams are also over by the national institution. And what the fault of the state institution, and they are not able to admit the students. Medical colleges are not working without doctors for the last 6 months. We don't have a postgraduate. So I will only appeal the government should come, like what they have done for the economical weaker section for the upper general category when they introduced, they increase the seat. Similarly, when a sudden moment when they are increasing the reservation, they should simultaneously increase the seat also. They to compensate that people. This 27% they are bringing. Adding another 20% of seat is not going to be a big problem for the government, especially for the postgraduate.
Let me take the fundamental point that lies at the heart of the debate. There will be the question you're saying you've got to increase the number of seats for PG to accommodate the fact that you've changed the reservation criteria. Dr. Sarkar, there is the question though, which is being challenged both by Dr. Bhardwaj and Dr. Jailal of expertise. They don't believe that reservation necessarily reduces expertise when it comes to doctors.
Rajdeep, I think there should be a more confirmed, a more conceived, a more sort of participatory decision making regarding postgraduate medical education than coming from at a pure political level. Point number one. Point number two, going on increasing the seats of undergraduate and postgraduate doctors in India currently is a dangerous exercise. And that reason is because Indian healthcare infrastructure has remained static for the last 7 to 8 years. The number of hospitals and beds remain static around 19 to 20 lakhs. So you are increasing the number of doctors, you are not increasing medical infrastructure. Less than 20% of doctors are any kind of predictable employment. So irrespective of your caste, creed, whatever you are, 80% of this force will be thrown out into the open. They won't even have a predictable occupation to go to. So the government has to be very serious about thinking, because just for the sake of adding one more block of reservation, ad hoc going on increasing X number of seats, whilst the medical infrastructure remains completely static, I think is a dangerous dangerous exercise for a country being done by a government. The government, both in terms of medical education and healthcare delivery, is a minority stakeholder in India today. The government is not a significant participant either in medical education or in medical healthcare delivery. 60-70% of healthcare delivery is in the private sector. Undergraduate medical education is
Dr.
already
Jailan doesn't agree.
I do not agree with that because out of 545 medical colleges, 50% is still with the government medical college. And the last 8 years, there is a total increase of 200 medical colleges in the India. That means the medical seats are increasing. Any state you take, number of beds, where every year the new hospitals are coming, new beds are coming. We are definitely not static. What the progression India has made in the last 7-8 years in the healthcare system, no one can say it is a static.
Okay.
Our infrastructure is a much fast-growing infrastructure than any other healthcare system in any part of the world.
Let me leave it there. We've heard two different viewpoints. This is a contentious issue. The Supreme Court is going to hear this matter next week. The fact is the Supreme Court needs to decide it quickly. Just think about it. Students who were supposed to give the exam in January are still waiting for their admissions and counseling to take place, which means an entire year is almost lost for thousands of doctors in this country. A disclosure, my son is already a PG, he's a third-year PG, so he doesn't suffer, but he tells me that as a result, he doesn't have any junior doctors during COVID times to work with them. And that has put a lot of pressure on PGs, doctors in these COVID times. We talk about doctors as COVID warriors. We cannot even ensure a proper examination system, a smooth examination system. The government certainly needs to relook at least at that. There is, of course, the larger question of reservation and what that does to merit, where clearly there are different views. Thank you all very much for joining me, and I'm glad that we are able to focus in these Get Real India stories away from the noise at times of politics. And